From Peninsula TV studio in San Carlos, Pacific Bell and the Chronicle present the Bay Area's hottest game show, Peninsula Quiz Kids. And now, the best host on the West Coast, Brad Friedman.
Thank you. Welcome to Peninsula Quiz Kids, the show where speed, knowledge, and talent are what these kids need for the chance to win valuable prizes. And we have two very unusual and interesting schools competing today. Over here we have the Pescadero High School Vikings. And they take on the West Bay Christian Academy Wolverines. So without further ado, let's play the first round, the collaboration round. All right, teams, the first round is played as a team. I have a series of questions. I'll go back and forth, starting with Pescadero, asking you each a series of questions. I'll give your team 10 seconds to collaborate for an answer, and then ask your captain, Chris, to give you the answer. If you think you know the answer, give it to me, and I'll give you 10 points if you're right. If you're wrong, I'm going to give West Bay Christian Academy a chance to steal those points. You'll have 5 seconds to collaborate, and your captain, Michael, can give me that answer, and we'll go back and forth until we're done with the round. So good luck to both teams. We'll start with the first Pescadero question. The Forbidden City is found in what Chinese capital, formerly called Peking?
Beijing.
Beijing is right for 10 points. West Bay, here's your first question. What allegory about human nature was written by William Golding and tells the story of boys on a primitive island?
Lord of the Flies?
That is right for 10 points. Also called the Lame Duck Amendment, which amendment moved the presidential inauguration from March to January?
I guess like 17th Amendment?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. You can steal it, West Bay, if you can tell us the name of that, the number of that amendment.
18th.
No, it's the 19th. So close. But here's your question. Name the former middleweight boxer who was the subject of the recent movie Hurricane, or The Hurricane.
Hurricane Williams?
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. You can steal this one, Pescadero, if you can tell us this boxer's name.
Trinidad?
No, it was Reuben Hurricane Carter. We'll continue. What is the natural log of 9 divided by the natural log of 3? Chris?
3.27?
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Can you tell us, Michael?
144,503.
That's close, it's 2. And it's your turn. What does the W stand for in President Bush's name?
Walker.
Walker is correct for 10 points. Pescadero, it's your turn. Mencius is a work about morals written in the 4th century BC by what influential and well-known Chinese philosopher?
Don't know any Chinese philosophers. You'd know. Confucius?
That is correct for 10 points. The original 49ers flocked to California for gold, but in 1898, gold seekers went to the Klondike, which is located in which U.S. state?
Alaska.
Alaska is right for 10 points. Next question. La Paz and Sucre are both principal cities of what landlocked nation?
European something.
Your answer, Chris?
Romania?
No, I'm sorry. West Bay, can you tell us the name of that country?
Estonia.
It's Bolivia. But it's your turn. And I have to pronounce these words, so hold on. Producer? Astatine, iodine, bromine, chlorine, and fluorine are all members of what chemical family? Michael.
Alkaline.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Can you tell us, Chris?
Halogens.
Halogens is correct for 10. Give him a hand. And I want to apologize to the people who named astatine, or never mind, I'll keep asking questions. What is who is the Chief Justice of the United States? Pescadero, can you tell me? You know, Chris?
Sorry, Brad.
All right. Michael.
Chief Justice Rehnquist.
Rehnquist is correct. My floor director was supposed to give me tongue twisters to work on before this show, and I didn't get them. What is the next highest prime after 53?
57.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Can you tell us the answer, Pescadero?
59.
No, it's 61. Here is the next question. Claes Oldenburg's soft typewriter and Andy Warhol's Brillo box are typical artworks produced by what 1960s art movement, which was inspired by media and advertising?
The pop art movement.
That is right. Chris could tell us without even collaborating. West Bay, this former New York Yankee catcher is best known for his aphorisms and his quotable sayings. Can you name him?
Yogi Berra.
Yogi Berra is right for 10. Pescadero, what wise lawgiver departed from Athens after making the Athenians promise to obey his law code for 10 years without altering them?
Say Socrates or Aristotle or name one of those. Or Plato. Aristotle?
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect, Chris. Can you tell us, Michael?
Plato.
It was Solon. But it is your turn. He looks like a wooden statue of George Washington, even though he was a harpooner like his friend Tashtego. Name this character in Melville's Moby Dick.
Captain Ahab.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. You can steal this one if you can tell us the name of that character.
Queequeg.
Queequeg is right for 10 points. And that sound signals the end of the round. Let's look at the score. It is a tie, 50 points for Pescadero and West Bay. Well, for the past 2 seasons, I've been coming out and saying speed, knowledge, and collaboration are the tools we need. And today I said talent instead of collaboration. So all 6 of you have to sing for me right now. Go.
What should we say?
Okay, never mind. Let's start by meeting our Pescadero team. And Nick is ready to sing for me, I know. But Chris, we'll start with you. Chris Walden is our captain. You're a junior. And Pescadero is a very interesting school because it's, Nick told me it's the smallest school serving the largest area in California. How many students are at Pescadero High?
83 students.
83 students. So you get really tired of the crowded halls in the morning on the way to class?
Not likely.
How many hallways do you have in your school?
1.
That is really interesting. But you have a lot of programs going on there, don't you? Mm-hmm. Lots to do. What do you do to keep yourself busy when you're not in class?
I practice martial arts.
Martial arts. Now, which martial art are you practicing now?
Shotokan karate.
What is Shotokan karate? How is that?
It's a traditional Japanese form of karate that's completely empty-handed. There's no weapons involved.
Okay, and Pescadero is a pretty quiet, friendly community, so I assume you're not doing this for safety purposes or for why do you practice this kind of karate?
For self-improvement.
Okay, very good. Well, I hope that self-improvement helps you today to maintain that calmness that you need to be a good game player. Over here we have Nick Panofsky, and Nick, you're a senior.
Yeah.
So you're on the verge of leaving Pescadero High to go off to different pastures. Where do you think you're going to go?
I'm hoping to get accepted to Cal Poly.
What do you want to
in
study?
San Luis Obispo and studying in chemical engineering.
Chemical engineering. Now you were telling me your grandfather did something kind of interesting. What is your grandfather responsible for?
My grandfather is a PhD, and he was the founder of the Stanford Linear Accelerator Center, run by Stanford University.
Wow, that's amazing. So you want to follow in his footsteps? I understand your dad's an engineer,
Yeah.
so maybe make some great new discoveries to benefit all of us.
We'll see.
And in the meantime, I understand you practice martial arts with Chris.
Yeah, I do that also.
Now, do you get belts?
Yeah.
So
we're both working on our brown belts right now.
Both working, so you maintain an equality as teammates in terms of where you are on the martial arts scale too?
Well, we started at the same time, so.
Oh, okay, all right. You're also really involved in music.
Yeah, I started playing violin when I was 6.
Okay.
And I continued. I still play. I've switched since to the string bass and to the electric bass.
And do you play for pleasure? Do you get to play with any bands or?
Yeah, I used to play in an orchestra, and since have petered out in that. Too much schoolwork.
Well, too much schoolwork, you'll get back to it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I hope
and
so.
Josie Cook rounds out your team. Josie, you're the youngest member. Also, you're a sophomore. And what do you like about Pescadero High?
Pescadero High, it's small, so you know everyone. So you
You're
just
all on a
you
first-name
know.
basis?
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
I understand that if they did have show and tell at your high school, you would have something very interesting to show and tell about. What is that?
Yeah, I have a pet snake, a Dumeral's boa. Right
A
now.
boa. What kind of a boa is this?
Dumeral's boa.
How old is she?
She is 2 years right now.
And her name?
Phoebe.
Phoebe, 2 years old. So she must be a little bitty thing. How big is she?
3 feet and 3 inches.
And how big will she grow up to be?
7 to 10 feet long.
7 to 10 feet long. And how long will it take her to do that?
About 2 more years.
2 more years. Well, you know, you might be a senior. You'll be a senior by then. So if you keep coming back with Quiz Kids, I hope that maybe you'll bring your fully grown boa here. And when it's time for my salary negotiations with my producer, we can talk.
Yeah.
Okay. I look forward to meeting Phoebe. I also am glad to meet and introduce, let me introduce your coach. And I'm sorry that I've got my cards all mixed up because your coach was not able to make it here, and that's Mr. Maynard Robinson. We're sorry he can't be with us, but we're very fortunate to have today the principal of Pescadero High, Dr. Gerald Stanley. So would you all give a big hand to Dr. Stanley? All right, now let's meet the West Bay Christian Academy. And you are also an interesting school. Michael, you are our captain, Michael McFarland, and you are going to be our face-off champion in sports, so I assume you play some sports yourself?
Yes, I play basketball.
You play basketball. That season's just over. How'd you guys do?
We ended up 3rd place in the Bay Area Christian Athletic League.
Well, congratulations, that's great. Do you have college plans?
Yes, actually, after I graduate, I plan to go to Abilene Christian University in Texas.
What do you want to study?
Well, my plan is after I get out of college, I want to pursue a career in relief and development, which is going to developing in third world countries and supplying aid. And that's
Now, you've already begun having some experiences along that line, haven't you? What have you done?
over the past few summers, I've gone to the Dominican Republic and Haiti to help out in some self-sufficiency farms over there. So.
That sounds great. Well, good luck to you on your future pursuits. And we have here Jonathan Raymer. Jonathan, you are a junior.
Yes.
And you have, for much of your career with West Bay, taken advantage of their independent studies program. You've been a homeschooler, haven't you?
Yes, for my whole life until 8th grade.
Till 8th grade. What was that experience like for you?
It was actually really good. Had a lot of personal attention from my mom and dad.
We hope so.
Yeah. And then it's also very flexible. So you have the opportunity to go on trips, places, and everything becomes kind of school. Like you can go on vacation and that'll turn into a school day because you might go to like a museum or...
Every 24 hours a day could be a lesson plan.
Could be, yeah.
Oh, that sounds great. Now, you came back in the high school years to be part-time
Yes.
at West Bay.
I go 3 days a week to West Bay Christian Academy, and so I go like in the mornings for the first 4 periods for some more advanced classes. My parents don't really want to teach those because they're kind of hard, and then it also gives me an opportunity to play sports at the school.
And what do you play?
Play soccer and basketball.
You just finished basketball with Michael, and soccer, they kind of overlap. Are you playing?
Well, soccer we have that first, so it.
Oh, you have a fall soccer
Yeah,
season.
yeah.
Oh, great. Well, good luck on that. You also like to play paintball.
Yes.
Paintball, you describe, well, tell me how you describe paintball
It's
earlier.
an advanced form of laser tag, except it hurts when you get hit.
Yes. Doesn't that sound nice? Well, good luck to you on that pursuit as well. And finally, we have Cy Perry. Cy, you're a sophomore. We have sophomores right at the ends of both teams. That's nice. And I think Cy Perry sounds like the name of a professional baseball player. And it turns out you do play baseball, don't you?
Yeah, I play baseball for City and for West Bay.
City and West Bay. Yes. So what's your best position?
Center field.
Center field, okay. And I know that as a sophomore, you know, you're just about to end all the easygoing life of a high schooler. You're about to think about junior year, which is very hard academically, and people taking their SATs, but you don't have to worry about pre-SAT fear because you've already taken the SAT, haven't you?
Yeah, in 7th grade I was selected to take it early by Johns Hopkins University, and I took it in 7th and 8th grade.
And how'd you do?
I scored as an average high schooler going into college.
Congratulations. Jonathan, you did the same thing, didn't you? That's great. Good luck to you guys today on our team. And I'd like you to meet the coach, but I always introduce the coach today. I'm not going to introduce the coach. Jonathan, I want you to introduce the coach.
Oh, coach happens to be my mom, Ruth Reamer.
Well, Ruth, thank you for being with us today, and good luck to your team. We have one more person to meet before we go on to our game, and that is a very important part of this team, this big team that we all are. That is our judge, Mr. Frank Saboti. Frank and I have something to tell you. In honor of The Sopranos, if this episode ever gets into a time capsule, tomorrow is the opening of the third season of Sopranos, and we are both capos, aren't we, Frank? Yes, that's what But I don't want you to be afraid of us. I just want you all to relax and clap every time I say something funny. Right. Before we go on to the second round, we are going to see this very interesting video that you better like about Pescadero High School. I want to thank our production assistant, Stephanie, for the borrowing of her cool gangster glasses. She is one of the toughest people on our staff, and I'm afraid of her. It's time to play the face-off round. Well, as you can see, both teams have sent off their captains as representatives in this round. Each one is an expert in some field. Over here on Pescadero, Chris is a history buff. And over here with West Bay, Michael is a sports fanatic. And I want to thank the San Francisco Chronicle, our sponsor and friend, for providing all the sports and current events questions that you hear on Quiz Kids. I'm going to go back and forth asking you questions. If you think you know the answer, give it to me. If you're right, you get 10 points. If not, we'll move on to the next question over here, and we'll go back and forth until the round is finished. So shake hands, gentlemen. You're going to show off together. You don't have to compete. Just relax and have fun. Here's your first history question. As opposed to Athens, this ancient city-state is best known for their hyper-prepared military readiness. Can you name that state?
Spartan?
Sparta.
Sparta.
Sparta is right. Sparta is right. 10 points. He won the ESPY award as the top race car driver in 2000. Can you name him?
Jeff Gordon.
No, I'm sorry, it's Bobby Labonte. Here's the second history question. William the Conqueror launched his invasion of England in 1066 from what former Viking duchy?
Wales?
No, it was Normandy. Your next sports question. He is the oldest golfer to win the Masters.
Jack Nicklaus.
That is right. Jack Nicklaus for 10. Chris, your next question. She helped support the American amendment to the Geneva Convention, which allows the Red Cross to undertake peacetime relief missions. Who was this Red Cross organizer?
Don't know.
It was Clara Barton. Here's your next sports question, Michael. He was the NHL MVP for 2000. Can you name him?
Pavel Bure.
It was Chris Pronger. Okay. When Queen Elizabeth died in 1603 without an heir, the throne passed without dispute to what Scottish king who interestingly had to change his numeric sequence to take the British throne?
King Henry.
No, it was James I of England, also James VI of Scotland. Sports. This NFL team had the highest payroll for the 2000 season.
It was the, it was the New York Giants.
It was the Washington Redskins. I'm done with that round, and the score is still a tie, 60-60. Pescadero and West Bay are still tied. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Stay right here. We're going to get to our final round in just a moment, but first let's look at this informative video about West Bay Christian Academy.
West Bay Christian Academy has been serving the young people of San Mateo County since 1994. For 7 years, the Academy's mission has been to educate the mind and heart in a distinctly Christian environment. With a 12-to-1 student-teacher ratio, West Bay offers small class sizes and individual attention. West Bay Christian Academy provides a full education from kindergarten through 12th grade and enables you to go into the world with the knowledge you need. We're not a small school, but a big family. We also provide homeschoolers with a flexible, independent study program. And all students are encouraged to participate on West Bay's award-winning sports teams. West Bay Christian Academy, educating the mind and heart.
All right, it's time for things to get fast and furious and noisy as we play the lightning round. So teams, you're tied, 60 points apiece. See, I should have done those tongue twisters, Mr. Floor Director. I have a series of questions here. The point values are doubled. You each see a buzzer before you, and you should put your hands on them right now as I ask these questions. As soon as you think you know the answer to the question, buzz in, because the first person to buzz gets the first chance to answer for their team. And if you're right, you win 20 points for your team. If you're wrong, the other team gets five seconds to collaborate, and your captain can give me an answer and steal those points. So we'll keep playing until the round is over, and we hopefully have a winner. Get ready, get set, here we go. What is the name of the obsolete Russian space station? Yes, Nick.
Mir?
Mir is right for 20. What author wrote of the darker side of San Francisco in his novel McTeague? I don't know if a lot of people read him anymore. Frank Norris. Name the 2 natural satellites or moons which orbit Mars. They are Phobos and Deimos. The Petronas Towers, the tallest buildings in the world, are found in what city, the capital of Malaysia? Yes, Michael.
Malay?
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. You can collaborate for 5 seconds, and if you give me the answer, you'll get 20 points. Pescadero?
I don't know.
Can you tell me?
Jakarta.
No, it's Kuala Lumpur. We'll keep on. What is the probability that when you flip a coin, it will come out heads, tails, tails, heads? Yes, Jonathan.
50%.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Can you tell me that probability, Pescadero?
6.25%.
6.25%.
1 in 16 is what we were looking for. Next question. Hans Holbein the Younger painted many of the members of the court of what much-married British king during the 16th century? Yes, Chris.
Henry V.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Yes.
Henry VIII?
Henry VIII is right. Much man. 6 times married. Many of his wives were a cut above the rest. No. Moving on. Name the team that the SF 49ers defeated twice in the Super Bowl. Yes, Jonathan.
Cincinnati Bengals.
That is correct for 20 points. The Varangian Guard was the crack regiment in the Byzantine army and was largely composed of which roving Scandinavian warriors? Yes, Michael.
Vikings.
That is right for 20. The Kreutzer Sonata and the Death of Ivan Ilyich are by what great Russian novelist? Yes, Chris.
Anton Chekhov.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Can you tell me, West Bay?
Rachmaninoff?
No. Leo Tolstoy. I think Rachmaninoff just wrote short stories. Who was the first American to go into space in May 1961? Yes, Michael.
Was that John Glenn?
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. If you can tell me the answer, you take the points. Chris?
No idea.
Alan Shepard. I'm not going to say this right, and I'm sorry. Bandar Seri Begawan is the capital of what nation whose sultan is the richest man in the world? Yes, Chris.
Brunei.
That is right for 20 points. What is the greatest common factor of 72 and 225? The answer is 9. In the year 2000, what was the most popular radio format in the United States? Yes, Michael.
Internet radio?
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Can you tell me the answer, Pescadero? Chris?
Broadband.
No, it was country music. Radio format. Russia's short-lived provisional government was run by 2 prime ministers before the Communist Revolution. Name either one of them. Yes, Nick.
Gorbachev.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. West Bay, can you tell me the name of either one of those prime ministers?
Sorry, Nicholas.
No, I'm sorry, it was Georg Lvov or Alexander Kerensky. Oh, and that sounds like the end of the round, and we look at the score. Pescadero has 100, but with 120 points, it's West Bay Christian Academy. This was a close game all the way down the line, and Pescadero, you played very well. I want to thank you for coming. And West Bay, congratulations. You gentlemen will be back in a future round to play and keep going. If you keep winning and get to the end, you're going to get a 9-day trip to London courtesy of our friends at ACIS, and that's something to look forward to. And I have something to look forward to, and that is our next show. I hope you will join us. Until then, goodbye.
Our special thanks to the Chronicle staff for developing the questions for sports and current events. This year's champions will be winging their way to London for an all-expenses-paid 9-day adventure to some of the world's most historic sites, courtesy of ACIS. The producers of Peninsula Quiz Kids wish to thank the following: The Chronicle, Pacific Bell, Molly Stones, Target, Jamba Juice, Century Theaters, Silver Terrace Nursery, AEIS Ronald Bland, Samtrans, and the San Mateo County Office of Education.